Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm East Coast Pete and this is for Drummers Only. And today we're going to look at Al Jackson Jr. But before, a bit of history. This is how it all progressed from Memphis to in the 30s. Country and Western was a music for the white masses and blues was for the black masses. Memphis soul was the first attempt to make music for both. The blues moved to Chicago, picked up electric guitars, and that, along with a faster pace, became rhythm and blues. And then World War II happened. Everything was put on hold. And the 50s brought Elvis, the first quote-unquote white soul musician. Elvis held down the fort through some mediocre years of rock and roll, but Chuck Berry and Little Richard and a little later James Brown never noticed. They kept on it right up till the Beatles spoiled everything. And up to that point, Al Jackson Jr. had watched it all happen. In fact, he was keeping time to it. Jackson was born in 1935, American drummer and founding member of Booker T and the MGs, a group of session players who worked at Stax Records in Memphis and also produced their own instrumentals. Jackson was called the Human Timekeeper for his drumming attention to time signatures and a steady beat. He started playing drums at age 5, playing on stage with his father's swing band in 1940. Jackson played on recordings by Rufus Thomas, Carla Thomas, Eddie Floyd, Sam and Dave, Otis Redding, Albert King, Al Green, Elvis Presley, Bill Withers, Leon Russell, Jerry Lee Lewis, Eric Clapton, Rod Stewart, and Herbie Mann, and more. Jackson and Booker T decided to concentrate on the one band, giving up session work for 3 years to push the band's records. But Jackson was murdered at his home. On September 30th, 1975, Jackson was to fly from Memphis to Detroit to produce a major Lance session. Jackson heard a radio broadcast about the Joe Frazier-Muhammad Ali fight that night. Jackson called ahead to delay the session, saying he wanted to see the Thrilla in Manila on the big screen at the Mid-South Coliseum. He'd been estranged from his wife Barbara 2 months previously. Barbara shot Jackson in the chest, but not fatally. Jackson chose not to press charges. After the fight broadcast, he returned home to find intruders in his house, and they shot him dead. And Barbara ran out in the street yelling for help. She told police that burglars had tied her up and shot her husband when he came home, but no furniture was upset, and Jackson still had his wallet. Denise LaSalle, Barbara's boyfriend, was the shooter and was killed by police in an unrelated gun battle. As mentioned in my shows on Big Star and Otis Redding, Stax had gone bankrupt not long after Otis Redding lost his life in an airplane crash. When Al Jackson Jr. died, it was the last blow. Stax's back catalog was absorbed by Atlantic Records in 1968 with distribution by CBS. Stax had been Motown's main competition until 1975. The Stax wax was whacked. That's pretty much all I have on Al Jackson Jr. What a big name. Played with so many people you all remember fondly. And a lot of talent as a drummer. Just knew his business. Thanks everyone for being with me. I know this was a sad show. See you next time on For Drummers Only. Bye-bye.